The notes that appear on construction drawings aren't always written in paragraph form. Sometimes they are represented as a numbered or bulleted list. Fortunately, AutoCAD makes list creation easy by automating the entire process. In this lesson, we're going to create a numbered list. On my screen, I have a tree planting detail. I'm going to pan this over to the left to give myself some room because I would like to create a list of notes. Let me mention that I've created a layer for my notes. I have also created a text style for these notes. To create a numbered list, I'm going to use the multi-line text tool. So I'll move up to the annotation panel and click the icon. I'll then click on screen to start my text, and then I'll click again to define the width of the column. Before I get started, I'd like to change the text height. Let's set this to 0.125 tall, and then I can start typing. I'll type notes and press enter. I'll then enter the first number in my list, and here's a trick. I'll press the tab key. As soon as you press tab, AutoCAD recognizes that you're creating a list. When I'm finished with my first note, I'll press enter. Notice that AutoCAD adjusts the formatting and it adds the next number for me. I'll press enter again to create another note, and we'll make one more. Now that I'm finished with my notes, I'm going to come up and adjust the formatting slightly. I'm going to underline this word. When I'm finished, I'll click on screen to close the editor. Now let's say we come back tomorrow and we would like to add a note to this list. How difficult is that? Well, I'm going to double click the text object. I'll click at the end of this line and press enter. And you can see AutoCAD picks up right where it left off. What if we want to delete a note? I'm going to click hold and drag across this note, and then I'll press the backspace key. And you can see not only is the note removed, but AutoCAD renumbers the list. When I'm finished, I'll click on screen to close the editor. After looking at this, it might be nice to have an empty carriage return after each of these notes, just to space them a little further apart. To do that, I'm going to double click to bring back the editor, and then I'll click at the end of note 1 and I'll press Shift Enter. I'll then click at the end of note 2 and press Shift Enter, and I'll do the same thing at the end of note 3. Take a look at these formatting tools up here on the ruler. I'm going to click, hold and drag to select my notes, and if I drag this first line slider back and forth, I can adjust the spacing between the numbers and the notes. If I click and hold and drag this tab over, I can then drag the paragraph slider and adjust the indentation of the notes. I'm going to drag these back over where they were. Maybe after making this list, we decide we don't want it to be numbered after all. Maybe we would like it to be a lettered list. If I move up and click the bullets and numbering icon, I can change this from numbered to lettered. Let's make it uppercase. On second thoughts, let's make this a bulleted list. Notice that if I wanted to remove the list feature altogether, I could use this option. When I'm finished, I'll click on screen to close the editor. As you can see, creating a list doesn't have to be a manual process. All we have to do is get the list started and then let AutoCAD manage the data for us.